Back here on Big Deal Sports, 5 o'clock hour now here on WKNT Nightcast Radio, and we welcome on a guest here, a former UCF Knight defensive lineman, current Jacksonville Jaguar Leger Douzable. How you doing, Dooz? It's great to talk to you here in Orlando.
Hey, how you doing out there? I'm doing good.
All right, first thing I want to talk to you about, you bounced around a little bit. Looks like you got something real good going on here with Jacksonville now on the 53-man roster. How does it feel to be a Jaguar? How have you fit in now that you're on the team and you started to get into the season here?
It feels real good, being back in Florida, not too far from my home in Tampa and my, college school at UCF. It feels real good to be back in Florida.
Leger, it's Arthur Volpe here for Big Deal Sports. Yesterday was week 1, the first Sunday of the National Football League season. Just talk about the experience. How was it? What was it like to be out there on the field against the Denver Broncos?
It felt great to be, back in, the first game of the year, be back playing football. The preseason was good, but, it was good to, go out there and play in the regular season game, and for our first game to get a victory was real big for us to start off fast.
Now, Jacksonville had a real good pass rush yesterday. You were able to get to Kyle Orton quite a bit. Aaron Campman with a sack and a half. Tyson Alualu, the first-round pick, also with a sack. Talk about your guys' efforts there on the defensive line and what was successful for a couple of those guys yesterday.
Yeah, man. It was a big emphasis this year going into, us getting to the quarterback. We only got there 14 times last year, and even though I wasn't part of that team, I still we took it upon ourselves, people that weren't there, that we were going to make sure we got to the quarterback. We set a goal of 40 sacks this year, and we're set on getting that goal.
You're preparing for the Broncos week 1. Kyle Orton's the starter, but the big story in Denver has been Tim Tebow, the first-round pick. As a defense, did you guys do anything to prepare for him this week? He only got in the game a couple of plays, but talk about that.
Yeah, we knew that they would probably try to throw him in a couple wildcat situations, so, we try to prepare for that. Like you said, he only ended up, being in there 2 or 3 plays, but we knew that Orton was going to be the guy, and they were going to come and, try to, pass the ball around, and, I think we went into the game really prepared and came out, like I said, with a W.
The crowd in Jacksonville has been maligned in the past couple of years. You do have a great core base of fans there in Jacksonville. I'm sure a lot of people were out there to also see Tebow, being as, he's a Jacksonville guy as well. What kind of sense did you get from the Jacksonville fans yesterday?
Oh, man, the fans were unbelievable. We ended up having a rain delay, and that didn't stop the fans. A lot of them stayed out there during that time, and when the rain let up, they were right back in there, and I think the game was sold out yesterday, and it was amazing just to see the fans. As a defense, we feed up our fans, and they were great for us yesterday. Now,
I've been told that it was the hottest day recorded on record, I believe, for a Jacksonville home game. Did that affect the team any bit? I know that being in Florida, you got a great conditioned ball club, but maybe affected Denver even a little more than it affected you guys.
Yeah, being in Florida, it really gives us an advantage because we practice in it all the time. I didn't know it was actually the hottest day. I think somebody told me that yesterday, yeah. But we were well prepared, getting ready for that game. Like I said, we practice in the heat all the time, so I think that was an advantage for us.
Leger, I wanted to get your thoughts on the Jaguars this season. You guys are in an incredibly tough division, the defending AFC champion Colts. The Texans looked great yesterday. The Titans beat up on the Raiders, and then you guys get the victory. How do you feel about the team this season and your chances in that division?
I like our chances in the division right now. I feel like we're playing really good football, and as long as we keep doing what we need to do throughout the week to prepare for our opponent, we're going to always be in the game. So I really like our chances in our division this year.
Aaron Campman, a veteran guy on that line we mentioned earlier here in the interview, has he been able to kind of take you under his wing, teach you some things as a young defensive end in this league? Oh,
no question. From the first day I got here, he's been helping me out with my game, and I really appreciate him for that. I remember the Philly game, he didn't play in, but every time I came off the sideline, I would get feedback from him, and that really helped me have a good game that game.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you. We're talking with Leger Douzable, the former UCF Knight, current Jacksonville Jaguar here on Big Deal Sports. Wanted to talk to you about the Knights a little bit, how much you continue to follow UCF's program and how close your eye is here in Orlando on UCF.
Oh, man, I follow the Knights like none other. I really thought we were going to pull that game off on Saturday, and a couple of my teammates were getting after me, but I told them they need to watch out for us this year.
Leger, if you were watching the game on Saturday against NC State, I know you got to have an opinion on this, but who should be the starting quarterback for UCF next weekend?
I knew that question. Was coming.
You had to have an opinion.
I don't really know. I'm gonna put my trust in O'Leary. I mean, he didn't steer me wrong before here, so whatever he decides, I'm gonna go along with it.
I like the answer. Very diplomatic, Leger.
That's one thing I wanted to talk to you about. Give us maybe a positive of Coach O'Leary, and then maybe a negative about Coach. Kind of a positive from your experience here, and if there's anything that maybe not as great from Coach.
I mean, he's gonna pull it out of you. I mean, he was a great coach. He was one of the reasons why I committed to UCF. Just going there, you know, you're gonna work. A big positive for me was after I finished at UCF, I was always prepared for wherever I went, because I knew the practices were never going to be as hard, or my after the work and effort and everything I put in at UCF, I was always going to be prepared wherever I went. So that was a real positive, and I thank Coach O'Leary for that. He's going to bring the best out of you no matter what.
Wondering what you think of Bruce Miller. You know, you had a pretty good senior year here in 07. I believe Bruce was a freshman that year. A guy maybe under the radar when he came in. Not a lot of people thought much of him, but now he's one of the best sack artists in NCAA and Division I football. What have been your impressions of Bruce as you've watched him grow and mature?
It's funny you say that, because I call him my little protege. Bruce played his redshirt freshman year when I was a senior, and I talk to him. I try to talk to him at least once or twice a week, especially during the season, and just see how he's doing and how things are coming along. But just to see where he's grown from, just being a redshirt freshman to where he is now, is just amazing.
All right, well, we really appreciate your time, Leger, and really best of luck this year to yourself and the Jaguars. We love to see you find an NFL home there and do well.
I appreciate that.
All right, thanks a lot, Leger.
All right, thanks.
That was former Knight, current Jaguar Leger Douzable. Hit on a good range of topics with him, and it's good to hear that he's still following the Knights basically on a game-by-game basis.
I like the positive attitude. Again, the Knights, tough to watch at times.
I got one person to thank here. Sean Smith, Representative Leger Douzable, worked hard. Talked to him yesterday. Worked hard to get Dooz on the line with us today. We really appreciate that. Thanks, Dooz. Thank you, Sean.
We got to thank Leger Douzable for coming on the show. Great talk today, guys. Looking forward to